Entering his second year at Appalachian, South Carolina native and Furman alumnus Justin Stepp began his coaching career in his home state, coaching wide receivers at Fort Mill High School in 2007 and North Greenville University in 2008. Stepp moved on to serve as a graduate assistant at Clemson from 2009 to 2011 before arriving at Appalachian during the spring of 2012.
Being a graduate assistant at Clemson was a great learning experience. I learned so many things that are invaluable to my profession and to my career, but the chance to come into a great program that's had so much success and to be a full-time position coach at a place like this is something that very rarely happens for graduate assistants. So I jumped all over this opportunity. I'm energetic. I'm very high energy. I'm also, I like to think I'm one of the more laid-back guys. I'm a big effort guy. I tell them it takes zero talent to play with effort. If you play as hard as you can, then you do something. If you mess something up, you do it going as hard as you can, as fast as you can, then me and you are usually going to get along. If I got to be one of those guys that's all over you about effort and playing slow and not playing as hard as you can, then we're going to have a long time. But I think these guys will tell you the one thing I do is I want these kids to know I care about them. I'm a true believer if the kid knows that you care about them, that they'll run through a wall for you. So I love my players. I coach them extremely hard. I get after them, but I try to pull the best out of them too. I tell them you're not having fun until everybody out here is playing as hard as they can, and that's when it's really fun.
In his first season with the Black and Gold, Stepp made an immediate impact with Appalachian's receiving corps, which produced 3 all-conference players. During the 2013 season, Appalachian's wideouts continued to impress, with seniors and NFL prospects Tony Washington and Andrew Peacock combining for 142 receptions and over 1,600 yards receiving.
Well, a lot of those guys were good before I got here. A lot of those guys, you just had to, little technical things and just teaching them the finer points of the game were the things that those guys needed help with. But I like to think I had a little something to do with those guys having some success. But those guys were great. They were great workers. They were great leaders. You didn't have to pull it out of them. Sometimes you had to tell them whoa before you had to tell them go. And those are the kind of guys I wanted to coach. And that's really why those guys had so much success. Is they wanted to be great. I didn't really have to pull it out of them. They came to work every single day, had great attitudes, were great leaders, and that's really why they were so good.
Losing Peacock and Washington to graduation, junior wide receiver Malachi Jones now leads the Mountaineer receivers and enters his 3rd season working with Coach Stepp.
He definitely cares about his players and his personnel. I say he's not a yeller. He's more of a laid-back kind of guy, but he'll let you know what you did wrong. He'll coach you. He loves to coach his players, man, but really cares about us, and that's one thing I admire about him. Just work ethic. He always tells us how he worked hard when he was at the University of Furman playing receiver, and he comes out here and he asks for 100% every day, and it's just great to have him out here because he always pushes us to the next level.
Get the latest news, links, and scores involving all 20 sports on the mountain by following @AppState_sports on Twitter.